Hello, this is Seku Radio, Southwest Florida, Sarasota, Manatee, Bradenton area. Today we have a guest. Our guest is Abby Hinker. Abby is a former D1 tennis player. Met her husband at the University of Delaware. He also played tennis at University of Delaware. She graduated with a bachelor degree in mass communication and worked in marketing after college. Abby knew she wanted to be a stay-home mom. So when she got pregnant and had her first child, she left her job as a VP of sales and marketing for a restaurant group and began her new career as a mom. Abby, welcome to say. Today we're going to talk about motherhood and staying home with the baby. One of the greatest job in the world.
I agree.
She's no longer a baby, right?
Yeah, Nora is my baby girl, but yeah, you're right. She's no longer a baby. She is about to turn 15 months. So about a year and 3 months.
Wow. Now, what is this? What is the state of a home mother during a pandemic COVID-19 era?
It's definitely challenging because, well, for my particular situation, Nora was just getting to that stage in her development where she was interacting with other kids and, learning to play and to share and all of that. And when COVID started, obviously we couldn't go on play dates or go play with other kids or go to the park and have that social interaction. So that was the biggest difficulty in my situation for a child Nora's age. And I think that was about, oh gosh, it feels like it's been forever in the quarantine. I don't know how long we've been in here, a couple months, 3 months, 4 months. She was
March.
turning.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, since March, you're right. So she was about 10 months, 11 months, and I was really excited to get her on play dates, and we couldn't do that anymore. So I just was kind of racking my brain to see how I could still get her a lot of that interaction or give her that social experience without the real thing. And we did a lot of FaceTime, a lot of Facebook portaling, video messenger with my sister and her kids, and they saw each other almost every day. And we FaceTime friends and other babies. And really, I think it worked because we just came back from a trip from Houston. I'm visiting my sister. And when we went there, Nora acted like she knew the kids and she was comfortable with them. And so I think that interaction kind of helped, that missed time with other kids, I think, at least.
Wow. Now, today you're going to school us because after graduation and after a few years of work, you decided to be a mother. And you can school us millions of other potential new mothers. How you go about after graduating and you say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a baby and then stay home. Can you share that with us, please?
Yeah, of course. So it had always been a decision of my own that is what I wanted to do. I think I kind of just figured it out in college. My mom stayed home with us when we were little, and then I'm the youngest of 3 kids. And so once I went to school, kindergarten, that's when she went back to work. But there was a 10-year period from her first child to her third where she stayed home with us. And so I think I just had it in my head that I wanted to do the same. And as I got older, I knew I wanted to do the same. And then when I met my husband, my now husband, when I met him in college when we were dating, I shared that with him, that's what I wanted to do. And he was in alignment with me. Like, he shared the same beliefs, that he thought that would be nice if that's what I wanted to do. So it really, really, starts with sharing those same values and being an understanding with your partner that I wanted to stay home. This was a discussion before we were even married, before we even attempted to have kids, that when the time came, that's what I wanted to do. And he was in agreement that we were going to start saving right away, so that when the time came, whether we were, we thought we were ready financially or not, it didn't matter, because that was going to be something that we were going to do. And so I think that is where it starts, is being on the same page with your partner that you're going to have a baby with. And since we were in alignment there, when it came time that we wanted to have a kid and we started trying to have a baby, I knew that I was eventually going to have to tell my employer that I was going to stay home and not come back to work.
Okay. So with Saul, would you be able to go back when the baby reaches certain age to your same employment, or that's not guaranteed?
No, it's definitely not guaranteed. So I was, as you said earlier, I was a communications major, and I started working in marketing right out of college, and that was what I ended doing with marketing for the restaurants where I live. And marketing is, it's not like I was a nurse or a teacher where if I decide to go back to work, everything pretty much is the same. Got to keep up with your certifications, but you could probably jump right back in. Marketing is very different, as is a lot of other occupations, but it's a fast-moving and ever-changing occupation. There's something new every day, and I think, in 10 years from now, the way that people market and the way that they advertise for their business, first it was billboards and newspaper ads, then it became TVs and radio ads, and now social media is in the group. It's ever changing. So I think that I would have a hard time probably jumping back into the workforce after, years of staying home and not being in the business. I think it would be difficult. I think I would have to keep up with it and stay in the know if I wanted to get a job like I had.
So is a child care the scarcity of the century or the era? People tend to say, oh, I don't want to have a children because they're too expensive, it's too hard to deal with, daycares are expensive, and I just wait until I get $1 million or $2 million to have a baby. Is that fair for a person to say?
Yeah, it's definitely something you hear a lot, is when people think about having kids, they think of the finance aspect of it, which is very real because daycare is very expensive. And if you don't have a job, sometimes it adds up to the same as what your salary would be for a year. But even then, people still need to work because they say, okay, even though I'm going to break even because daycare costs, let's say, $40,000 a year, and my salary is $40,000, they still need to go back to work because they have benefits, right? Health benefits, medical benefits. And also because certain jobs you can't just leave and then hop right back into, even if you wanted to take a year off. So I definitely think that finances are a big part of that. And like I said, and my husband and I, we had that discussion. We didn't know where he was going to be in his career when we decided to have kids, and I didn't know where I was going to be. But we were very aware of the very real trouble of finances and raising children. So we are very conscientious of our money, and we started saving right away. And it prepared us for when the time came that we didn't want to have to worry. And also, the saying is correct. There's never a right time to have a baby. There's never the right time. So you can save and save as much as you want. You know, something might come up. Life is crazy. And so it just comes down to, you know, do you want to have a kid, and are you ready to take on that task and mentally prepared for it? And you can be financially prepared for it. You know, you can save for a couple of years if that's what you want to do. And that's what we did.
Sharing with the crowd, with the radio listener, how you go from pregnancy to childbirth. Just sharing some of your experiences.
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely something where, you know, you can see it all over. Like I saw my sister, and I went through, we're very close. So she got pregnant, and I watched her through that process, and then childbirth and having an infant. And it doesn't matter how much you're prepared for it. Doesn't matter how much you read about it or how many times you see it through your friends or family. Every experience is different, and every woman's body is different. And you just can't fully, you know, understand or grasp the magnitude of what's going on until it happens to you. For me, you know, what that means to me is I knew it was going to be special, but until I got pregnant myself, I didn't understand how much I would be, how much it would change me, that I had a living being growing inside of me that I was taking care of through pregnancy and then eventually going to meet on the outside. It's truly, you know, one of God's greatest miracles. And to have this baby inside of you, hear and see the heartbeat when you go for your appointments, to feel them move and kick inside around you. And for my husband, when he felt the baby kick on my stomach, like, it's just absolutely miraculous. And like I said, like, I experienced that through my friends and my sister. I felt her baby kick, but it's just so much different. It affects you, and your heart just explodes because of the love you already feel for this life you're bringing into the world when it's you and your own. And then, you know, all the changes that come with it, like, you know, obviously you grow a baby bump, and you have morning sickness, and you have cravings or food aversions and all these different things, because your body is it is creating a life and feeding and sustaining a life inside of you. And so to me, I was just in absolute amazement throughout the whole process. I loved learning more and more, seeing how my baby was developing month by month and how I was changing month by month, and just the knowledge that I gained through having my own pregnancy was just amazing. I was in awe every day.
Wow. Great. Now, is the term now, people say that it's not only stay-home moms anymore, there's some stay-home dads. Is that true?
Yeah.
Some reverse situation where moms go to work, dads stay home. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. It is, you know, the mom definitely, no matter what, if they are birthing the child themselves, whether natural birth or C-section, there needs to be some recovery period for your body. So they don't have the ability to hop right back into work like the father would, because they need at least 6 weeks to recover. from childbirth.